Hello and welcome. Today we're going to take a look at something a little different than usual. On this channel we normally look at camera drones, but this one I have right here is neither a drone nor does it have a camera. This is the Hogs Access 200 helicopter. And this is a very inexpensive, easy to fly, safe, small helicopter that is ideal for children or teenagers or beginner flyers. So let's check it out. The helicopter comes in this simple yet cool looking box here. Doesn't advertise too many features, mainly that it's gyro stabilized and it's very easy for beginners. Also, it's recommended for 8 years old and up, which indicates that this is a very safe and intuitive helicopter to fly. See, the back here shows you a little more, shows you the transmitter and the helicopter. So let's open her up right here on the side here. Okay, and then the box here comes in two parts. Box comes in two parts here. Basically, one part here has the helicopter, and then the other part here has the transmitter and charger, and then this has the instruction manual. So here's the instruction manual with a customer support card. We have the charger, which is basically a USB simple charger that plugs into the helicopter. The helicopter does not have removable batteries, but it doesn't take long to charge. So here's the transmitter, kind of a very unique looking transmitter. It has trims for the yaw. You basically control the yaw and the throttle of it, or the altitude. And that's basically it. And you notice that it's forced. You can't really, move more than one direction on each side. So very simple. It takes two AAA batteries. So not too extensive on the batteries. And the range is fairly close by. It's not really a long range helicopter. It's probably primarily meant for indoors because it's very slow and it wouldn't do very well against heavy winds. So this is probably indoors or on a day there's like no wind. But yeah, you keep the throttle here and it's kind of spring loaded downwards. See, if you let go, and then this you can adjust trim the yaw, and then you just change the yaw, and it normally has a forward position. So let's take a look here at the helicopter. So the helicopter has these little lights here at the front, and it has a balancer right there, and then the two propellers. And it is cool looking. It has a little red tail there, and it's black and kind of looks like Airwolf, and pretty neat looking. The charger basically plugs down here, right in there, and then here's your on-off switch, and that's basically it. It's really straightforward. So you just, once you've charged it, you just turn it on right over here, and the lights go on. And then to bind it, you'll see it kind of blink right there, and then to bind it, you just turn this guy on, and then it's already bound. And then you just give it a little juice here, and it'll start going. Now these blades are extremely safe. I mean, it really doesn't do, you could have this at full blast and put your hand right in front of it, and it'll just simply stop the blades. They're very lightweight. They're not rubbery, they're plastic, but they're very flexible, so, and very thin. So these are very safe propellers. If your hand or your finger gets in the way, nothing at all will happen. So very safe helicopter, and it's very lightweight. So this is ideal for indoors. And yeah, so the controls are just very straightforward. You know, you just give it juice with this, and then you turn the yaw like that, and then it naturally goes forward. So it naturally goes forward at a very slow pace, and then you just simply yaw it when you want to turn it in another direction, and then it goes forward, and you yaw it, and then it goes in another direction. So very simple to fly. Perhaps maybe if there's a criticism, it's maybe a little too simple to fly. Some of the more advanced flyers may want more flexibility in what they do. But for a kid or a first-time flyer, or somebody who kind of wants to get a feel for these things, it's excellent, and it's maybe even good if you want to go into drones or helicopters. Just a real simple, easy flyer, and this is really inexpensive. It's only like $20, $19.99, and it's at your local Target or Walmart. So really easy to find, really inexpensive, and it's just a fun little flyer, and a little more expensive than a fidget spinner, but still a lot of fun. And what else here? Now the charging is a little bit of a bummer. You can't buy replacement batteries. The battery is built in, but it is pretty quick to charge. I would say maybe half hour, maybe at most 40 minutes. And you do get a flight time of, I'd say maybe around 7 minutes, a little over 5 minutes. Not quite 10 minutes, but from what I've seen, maybe about 7-8 minutes. So it's not too bad. So that might be the drawback. The only little drawback there is that it might be a little too easy to fly, not giving you enough flexibility, and you might, and the fact that it doesn't have a removable battery might be also a con there. But aside from that, it's super cheap. I mean, it's only $19, and very easy to fly, very safe. So on a rainy day, you want to fly indoors, and you don't have your fidget spinner, this is really cool to tinker around with. So I'm going to fly it around. As you know, this doesn't have a camera on it. If you do want to get creative and find a very lightweight FPV camera and mount it on the bottom, it might be possible. If it adds too much weight, since this doesn't really fly for too long, you're really not going to get any fancy footage. And the fact that this doesn't really go that fast and doesn't really have too much range, you're not going to get anything too spectacular out of it. But if you want to tinker around and see if you can fit a small FPV cam on there, it might be possible. This might have enough power to lift it up. So we'll tinker around with that and see if it's possible in a later video perhaps. So yeah, let's take it for a little flight and check it out.